Prikate kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. Being completely under the grip of material nature, the living entity must evolve again from the lower species to the higher species until he at last returns to human life and gets the chance to be freed from the material clutches. Okay. So after getting human form of life, one is completely engaged in eating, sleeping, mating, defending, not trying to get out of the clutches of Maya. And then in this way, again, he will be put inside the cycle of repeated birth and death. Okay. And then he may go into the lower species, and then that means again he came into the cycle or the evolution process. Okay. So then, being completely under the grip of material nature, the living entity must evolve again. Then full cycle one has to go again, and then again you will get human form of life. Then again you will get the chance to again to get free from the material clutches. So a intelligent, a wise man, however, learns from the shastras and guru that we living entities are all eternal but are put into troublesome conditions because of associating with different modes under the laws of material nature. He therefore concludes that in the human form of life we should not endeavor for unnecessary necessities. Unnecessary necessities. You see, unnecessary necessities. Gopal will write very nicely. So, but what he's saying, he therefore concludes that in the human form of life, he should not endeavor for unnecessary necessities. It's very important thing here because many times we think this is necessary, but actually it is unnecessary. So there are a lot of necessities which are actually unnecessary. That only intelligent person can understand what he is doing like that. What are those activities in life which are actually not necessary, but I have got an idea that it is very necessary. So but should live a very simple life, just maintaining body and soul. Simple life, simple living, I think. So certainly one requires some means of livelihood, and according to one's varna, okay, for livelihood we need something. So according to one's varna and ashram, this means of livelihood is prescribed in the shastra. So we have already discussed in previous chapter what is the livelihood for a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, like those. So it's already explained. So according to Varna and Ashrama, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha, Sannyasi, according to our Varna and Ashrama, that activity should be done. And whatever comes out of that, one should be satisfied with this. Therefore, instead of hankering for more and more money, a sincere devotee of the Lord tries to invent some ways to earn his livelihood, and when he does so, Krishna helps him. Whatever they saying, because a person is trying to get a livelihood, a job or a business, whatever he is trying to settle, is based on what idea that I want to serve Krishna. Okay, so he is not hankering for more and more money, but he is a sincere person. He just want to get something so that he can maintain his life, family, and he can serve Krishna. So that kind of attitude, when a person search some ways to earn money, then Krishna definitely helps. So if he want to establish a small uh, goshala or a small agriculture field or a small business or a job, whatever he want to try, but his intention is this only, that somehow I should get something so that my life is peacefully, basic things are arranged, and then rest of my time, energy, effort I can invest in the service of Krishna. So for that type of person, Krishna will help definitely. So in getting all those arrangements, Krishna will help. So earning one's livelihood therefore is not a problem. The real problem is how to get free from the bondage of birth, death, and old age. Earning a livelihood is not a big problem. This is another big kind of breaking news, because everybody in the society is thinking earning the livelihood is the most toughest thing. They say anyway we have to work because it is the point for food, and we have to get food now. So what Prabhupada is saying, what Bhagavad is saying, the livelihood will come anyway, just like that will come. Okay, don't worry. But the main problem is to get free from the bondage of birth, death, old age, disease. So attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. Okay, getting freedom from birth, old age, disease, and death, not inventing unnecessary necessities. Remember this word, unnecessary necessities. This is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. One should be satisfied with whatever means of life comes automatically. The modern materialistic civilization is just the opposite of the ideal civilization. Just the opposite. Every day, the so-called leaders of modern society invent something contributing to a cumbersome way of life that implicates people more and more in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Okay, text 6. ज्ञातयः पितरौ पुत्रः भ्रातरः सुहृदो परे यद्वदन्ति यदिच्छन्ति चानुमोदेत् निर्ममः. Gyatya relatives, family members, Pitru, the father and mother, Putra, children, Bhratra, brothers, Suhurda, friends, Apre, and others. Yet whatever Vadanti they suggest regard to one's means of livelihood, yet whatever Chanti they wish cha and Anumodet he should agree, Nirmama, but without taking them seriously. An intelligent man in human society should make his own program of activities very simple. If there are suggestions from his friends, this very important thing is coming. Okay, if there are suggestions from his friends, children, parents, brothers, or anyone else, he should externally agree saying yes, that is all right, but internally he should be determined not to create a cumbersome life which the purpose of life will not understand. People will say, "Are you invest money here, you make one more house, you make this, you make that." I'll do. You're saying right. And internally, you should know what I am supposed to do, whatever is mentioned in Bhagavad. This is clear. Bhagavatam is saying, externally say yes, yes, yes to everybody. Because people will say things. That's why when devotees try to practice, they say, Prabhu, my mother is saying like this, my father is saying like this, they want some money, they want to get me this thing, that thing, so many things. So, friends, children, parents, brothers, so many family members, relatives, they will come and tell you so many ideas. Okay, but we should know our real plan. But don't try to tell them everything. Otherwise, you will be problem. They will never allow you to successfully do any bhakti. And if suppose somebody says the suppose somebody tells them the real plan. Okay, actually after some 20 years, I will settle in some nice place and I'll retire and simple life I live. Then they'll say, no, no, no. You should work like this. You should make one big house for here, there, big car should be there. Your children should go every year once. You should at least go to foreign tour like this, that. They will tell you so many materialistic things. So you tell them when they tell you so many things, you just say, I'm thinking you're right. I will do that same only. No. But you keep doing your own way. This is the idea. Okay, okay. Okay, then 7th we can do tomorrow. Yeah, already 5 minutes. So 5 minutes are there. If there are any question, comment, you can ask. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.